What's it like working on a blockbuster, a big movie? Do you have a preference? I feel like
I have a preference.
I get asked that a lot, though.
You know, I love making Man of Steel, but I'm kind of weird because I actually looked at Man of Steel as a very socially relevant movie, not necessarily a comic book movie.
Actually, I think the same way about Star Wars, actually.
Yeah.
But I want to, not to interrupt.
Well, no, that's great. I mean, that's the thing. It's like I look at it, I think, here's a movie, here's a story about some people, a civilization, they lived on a planet, and they used up all the resources and they destroyed the planet, and they thought the way to solve the problem was just go get another planet. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you hear people bandying that idea around.
Yeah, that's what we're doing now.
Around these parts from time to time. So I was like, well, you know, I mean, that's really a home run if you can make a big, entertaining, action-packed movie that actually has some underlying social significance.
Right.
And you feel that way, of course. Star Wars is the same way.
Right. And there's all those like personal dynamics and like family and obviously, but then there's like this young guy who's kind of like a terrorist, you know, and just the you know, the first order, this like group that thinks that they're right, you know, facing another group that it almost could argue is equally, you know, are also terrorists,
right,
who think that they're right, you know.
Right.
So you have two groups who are completely convinced and morally justified to do whatever it is that, you know, if it means, you know, blowing up a Death Star, which has so many, you know, families and people, even, you know, even though they're supposed to be bad, and then on the opposite side, you know, Alderaan, you know, or whatever, a planet, you know, the two terrorist, I mean, they're maybe a bit harsh, but two sides basically thinking that they are justified in behaving however they need to
protect their civilization,
yeah,
and culture,
way of life.
Yeah,
just the idea that people think that they're 100% convinced that they're correct. I thought it was really interesting.
Do you think there's any chance in the next movie that they could have like a Jabba the Hutt thing with the Donald Trump head on it?
Yeah. That'd be great, yeah.
I have adopted children, and Sue obviously adopted two little boys from India. So that was probably the connecting tissue for me. And the vision, she speaks about having a vision when she was little, that she would adopt a brown-skinned child.
Nice.
And that I totally related to. And from that point on, I was like, okay,